Yeah, say hi to the YouTubes. Alright, so everyone, what is up? It's Zuri here, and I'll bring you my set 11? Yeah, my set 11 tier list. So let's start. So we'll just start we'll just go in order. Yeah, you belong here now. I think you're a little too slow now. As much as I fucking hate this deck is like, I don't think it's tier 1 material anymore. I think it's starting to fall off. Last set I thought it was still tier 1, but like we have Jewel Knights as an option now too, so yeah. I think the deck is definitely starting to fall off a bit. I don't think it's tier 1 anymore. I do think this deck is tier 1 though. I think this deck is amazing. Legally cheating is really good. Just like once you get your deck, once you stabilize, as long as you don't slow charge all your PGs and your heals early on, like blank off them early, you basically can't lose. Yes, but you know Sook. It's been here since set 2. This deck is super strong. I think it's tier 1. I think it's on the lower half of tier 1 because like you bricking, you still just kind of lose. That's like, I guess that's just how it goes with this deck. But when this deck pops off, it's super strong. But you basically can't lose because lol, you cheating. This deck is garbage. I guess you could play this with the Sook, but I think the Magus variant or just the pure variant is a lot better. So in the garbage it goes. This deck is not going garbage. Ezel. I think Ezel's a little better than Sook. Just because this deck is super stable. Basically, once Ezel gets rolling, and you actually draw your blonde Ezel, the deck is super stable. You just flip spirits, you kill intercepts. Ezel is fucking huge. You have double intercept every turn, you just keep hitting face. And you can play 9 draw now. You don't have to play aggro trigger if you don't want to. 9 draw, I think 9 draw is absolutely the way. That's not absolutely. You can play 9 draw, you're stable. You can actually draw into your PGs now, so you don't have just that straight up fake hand. Yeah, this is just a super stable deck. Yeah. It's been around since set 8. Still strong now. Yeah. Good deck. You honestly belong in the trash. You're funny, but you're also not very good. Dote. I think Dote's tier 2. It'll be up here once we get Dauntless, but like, until now, it's in tier 2. Again, deck is a little too slow. Yeah, it's just a matter of all these Twin Blade decks are just too slow now. Like, LB is a little too slow, and the crackback on the chart where you suck in your 2 blasters, you get you killed. This is just too slow to compete. Although the Persona Blast and a guaranteed PG off the card row is still super strong. It's just that, yeah, like, if anything, like, you're hearing me say this a lot, these decks are just too slow. This deck sucks dick. This deck is absolutely terrible now. Yeah, not much to say about this. I actually think the Blood is still tier 2. I think the Blood is still very solid. Like, at the end of the day, it's still a Narukami deck, so you have the Gunners, you have Death Slice to retire stuff. Base Vermilion is still super strong. And even though the Blood is overcosted, the Blood still does good things because if your opponent's at 4 and they double intercept, you just go ultimate break, you bash both their intercepts, and you after a PG for them to not die, and then you can slam 2 rears in, assuming that they actually hit, of course. That you either scaled properly or you hit a trigger and you hit a trigger. Like, you're still checking for 2 PGs that turn, and if they stay at 5, you have like 2 open combats, and you just ride base for million, just hit them again, check for like 3 PGs, which they won't have if it's dropped last turn. I think that's still pretty solid. Dungary, it's better than this deck. As much as I don't like this deck, because you have to play the Dan for it to work, but like this deck, once this game plan goes off, the deck is still pretty strong, still really strong. CBT, this cheap retire, you get to just get a crit, and then the Dana can tutor you stuff as long as it doesn't die. Yeah, this deck is like, as much as I hate it, this deck is fine. This deck is pretty good. Better than Dote, because like, again, you're like faster than the deck, you can actually kill them. In the trash you go, this deck. Yeah, this deck is super strong. This Emperor is still good. Recyclable heals, a tutorable PG. Bad end if you just want like the nuts play where you just like, kind of kill them from 3. I personally don't agree with that, but like it's there as an option. Yeah, this deck is just super solid. So yeah, I'm assuming you're playing like the stock standard list. Is what I'm going off of. Yeah, but like Emperor, the build, I don't think bad end is like that much worse than what down tier 2, but like I'm talking about like the stable Emperor list where it's basically just a Wave 2 deck with the Counter Charger in the deck to make it so you can actually have open Counter Blast, so, yeah. Even if you use your stuff early. So yeah, still solid deck. Basically, it's just like Spikes is like everything good about Zero in a deck. You have multi attacks, you have recyclable heals, you have a tunable PG. Like this deck basically has everything. Yeah, a lot of some decks are that. Like that's basically Blows. Like Blows are basically trying to kill you in one turn, or else they just lose. Now, this deck is the only thing that's bad about this deck is that it's super limit break reliant. So you can actually get denied out of your limit break. It's a little better now to get the new PGs, so you don't just get held at 3 the entire time. But the deck is a whole lot of do nothing before limit break, and you don't have self pings either. So yeah, that's why I don't think this deck. If this deck had self pings, holy shit, I think this deck would be like arguably the best deck. Play it then. All right. In the trash you go. In the trash you go. Glory Maelstrom. I think Glory is like. Yeah. I'll just put it here for now. Glory, you probably if you play the deck you like it, you probably love it. If you play against it, you probably hate this deck. Glory is cheating. Glory is stupid. Glory is carrying the whole clan. Well, him and Dia, but like Glory is an unfair card. So, yeah. It's basically Glory the deck. Like there's like with set 7 Aqua Force. So what's currently out of global, the deck is like not doing anything. You have no win con. But like, because like all you add from set 8 is the Glory. Everything else is just filler. And like one card single-handedly made the deck from like mid to low tier 2, and it just jumps it up to like arguably the best deck in the format. So yeah, Glory is stupid. If you're a global player and you're watching this, prepare to not have a fun time against Glory next month. In the trash you go, in the trash you go, in the trash you go. Oh look, this deck does not go in the trash. Liberators. It's like about as good as the Blood thing. I like it. I think it's a little better than the Blood. This is Smork the deck. This is Hit Face the deck. This deck is super good. This is like the best deck in my opinion at early rushing. I guess this and Murakumo. Murakumo's not on this list. Murakumo would probably go. I'd put it in the trash. I think Murakumo sucks. Yeah, this is like it's Murakumo, but you can do things outside of a short 2 rush. I.e., you have Blaster Blade, Liberator, being those sniper intercepts and stuff. Yeah, this deck is just really good, just hitting face early. You put damage on early. If they don't heal, they just kind of lose. So yeah. Solid deck. Blaster Blade's a good card. The Onslaught's a good card. S-Krat's actually a surprisingly really good card for early rushing. So that's like because your turn 2, your ideal turn 2 is like. You go first, you ride the S-Krat, you have a Bruno off to the side, and you put the dog off to the side as well. You put the Fallon in front of the dog, you go S-Krat, hit, call whatever in front of the Bruno. Now you have 2 scaled lanes against ideally a 7k grade 1, because most decks don't have 8ks anymore. Yeah, I guess Megas. Well, to be fair, I don't think Megas is like anywhere near as good as these decks. Like, Megas is just like, as I say, it's the scrub checker, where like if you're a bad player you'll lose to this deck, but like that's player skill. That's not the deck itself. I don't think I just don't think this deck is good. Yeah, the thing is though, like you could call this bias, but like the deck is. There's a reason people still bring this deck to tournaments. It's not like it's just me being biased towards this deck. People still bring it to tournaments. People still win with it. So I don't think it's biased. I think this deck is perfectly fine where it is. Alright, this deck belongs in the trash. This deck belongs in the trash. I want to do Erides last again. I also want to do Ethics later. So these are the new 4 plans. I think like this is probably like the tail end of playable decks. It's just like pure. This is pure Magus, by the way. This isn't like the stuff I play with Sook. That's just Sook. This is like pure Magus. You don't play any of this stuff. Or you play like the Sook engine from the 0 to 2, but like, yeah. Sure. But this isn't ordered. This is not ordered at all. These are just all bad decks to me. I'm not ordering the trash tier. But yeah, but my major problem with this deck is that Pentagonal gets a crit. Or what do crits do? Crits don't let you Tom them if they're at 4. So yeah, this deck is like, it's cool. You can catch them off guard. The deck does plus a lot with Violette and Stellar, which is really nice. But like, I just don't think this deck is like good because you don't dual. You know, like the problem is like Pentagonal is your main ride, and Tom should be your win con, and those two just kind of conflict with each other. So yeah, that's why I don't think this deck is really good. Although you could just win through straight crit pressure, there's that too. Yeah, the deck is just like brain dead. I hit your face. The deck can't end games. The deck is doing what Liberators is doing, but they don't have any way to end the game. Like, cool, they scale 3 lanes turn 2. They hit you for 3 damage. If they flip green triggers, you lose because you have no way of ending the game. I haven't played around with this like at all, but I've heard like okay things about it. This deck probably could be here, but I'm just gonna put this here. This deck is probably playable. This deck is probably playable. I'm just gonna put it here for now. It's still a fish deck. Fish decks are like kind of flat. Alright, this is definitely a tier 2 deck. I think it's a little better than the Blood. I think it's probably around here. Probably around here. Yeah, so you have 2 ways to build this. You have the Helm list where you just crit them and then shooter PGs all day. Then you have the Zerakiel list with the Herm, so you can multi-attack. I think both lists are like, I think that's a personal preference which one you want to play. I think they're both pretty solid. Just like, do you want to crit them? Do you want brain dead crit, or do you want to multi-attack a big brain? Dude, Shadows are not good. This deck fucking sucks. I would play all these decks over Shadows. Maybe not Magus. Like, Magus could probably be in here too. Honestly, yeah, Magus belongs in here. This deck sucks. This deck fucking sucks. This deck honestly probably belongs in here. But no, like, yeah, what? Because like, actually, no, I would play Magus over Shadows. I would play Magus over Shadows. I think Magus have way more than Shadows right now. Yeah, back to this. Deck is solid. You have 2 ways to play the deck. I think both are fine. This does Zerakiel is a little more piece heavy, so like, your early game might be a little awkward, but this deck is fine. Yeah, this deck is very simple. This deck, Magus is very simple. Alright, next. I think the deck, the thing is, a lot of my matchup experience against this deck is specific with Soup, so I've literally them but better in every way. So like, this is a little biased, but this deck is probably around the tail end of tier 2. Let's go with Ethics next. I'm sure everyone's wondering why I'm putting Jewel Knight. Ethics is... Honestly, I think Ethics is probably the best tier 2 deck. It's like, yeah, when you brick, you're like not even on the map. When you brick, you're worse than everything else. But like, when you go off, you're like the best deck in the game. It's just like it's just like, if you don't mind games where you just lose because you bricked, then this deck is definitely for you. Dude, the ceiling of this deck is literally best deck in the game. So I think it is. I don't think it's tier 1, but I think it's definitely like high end of tier 2. But that's just me. Yeah, it's like, do you get your shit off? You do. Oh, you win. Oh, you don't. Well, I guess yeah, it's like, if you don't get your shit off, oh, I guess I'm the worst deck in the game. Like, it's like the deck won the game won the deck won the summer championships too. So clearly the deck high rolls just wins. So, yeah, I'll do Erats next. I think Erats are still the best deck in the game. No, not much to say. This deck is really good. You just have many ways to deal with intercepts. You do things before you do your break red turn. EDD is fucking stupid. GBD just checks for PGs every turn. And the deck basically has everything but inherent draw power, but that's getting fixed next month with Team Command. You have Phoenixes too. Like, as long as you see draw triggers every once in a while in this deck is by far better than all these decks. Like, I think tier 1 is like Erad's best deck. These 4 can swap around in any order you want. Yeah, so not much to say. This deck is good. You have so many ways to push for damage. You have same phase. Strong deck. I will say though that like, if you don't ride Value Sword first, the deck is a lot worse. So like, that's why I play the Stormbring. Stormwind Dragoon. I think that's the Great 3 Searcher, so like, make sure you grab it. But that's just me. Yeah, like, as long as the deck sees some amount of draw triggers and get the right value, first the deck will speed for you. Alright, so with this Jewel Knight, it is definitely not in here, because this deck is definitely not bad. It's not tier 1. I think it's just, a lot of people call it better MLB. I do agree with that. At this point, I think I do agree with that. I think it's better MLB. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, I think I'll move this down a little. Yeah, I think I'll move this behind the 2 Royal Paladin decks. Yeah, I think this looks a little more right, because like, yeah, like again, this is still a combo deck. If you brick, you just lose. These decks don't. This MLB will brick, but like, you have so many ways to search your pieces. Like, you're probably not going to brick. Yeah, I think Jewel Knights are just better. I think both variants. I think both the Ashley Julia variant and the Turbo Salome variant are just better than MLB. Erats are like without a doubt the best deck in the game right now. There's a reason like. Well, then like 6 out of 8 people in top 8 played Erats in the Summer Championships. The deck was very good. It had the highest rep too. Yeah. Yeah. What can I say? When this deck pops off, it's like here. When it doesn't pop off, it's like here. So yeah. So we put it somewhere in the middle. I think it's at the higher end though, because like it's basically as long as you get your ethics right, the deck is more or less fine. Yeah. Back to Jewel Knights. Salome Turbo is basically just a better MLB. Because you just ping yourself to like 3 or 4. When you ping yourself to 4, then you just crit them. And since you're playing Ganslet, you should be playing Ganslet in the deck. You just self-ping into Ganslet, and that is not fair. But I think the deck still has issues of getting intercepts. You still need to top deck all your intercepts, aside from Blaster Blade, which I think is a kind of a problem with the deck. Yeah. So yeah, and then the Julia Ashley build is like, you're like a pseudo Emperor. You get like a pseudo Emperor turn, but like that's only like 1 turn. So I do think the Turbo Salome build's a little better than that Julia Ashley build. But yeah, this is the tier list. These are all my opinions, more or less. More or less my opinion. This could go in here. This could probably also go in here. This might be here for all I know. I just have been zero testing with it. I think the most controversial picks on this list, I'll go over those. I think Shadow, I think this deck does a whole lot of nothing. It's slow, it does a whole lot of nothing. It has no proper way to end games. Yeah. Same with this Great Nature. I know everyone loves Great Nature. Risers would belong in the everything else tier. Risers are not that good. Risers are like this deck and this deck without Blaster Blade against a lot. And a whole lot of other tools. So yeah, Risers are definitely in the everything else tier if it was on the list. The Risers go in there. Muras are also in here, in case you missed that earlier. In case you just skipped to the end. Muras are in here too. Yeah, Great Nature. Everyone in Global loves this deck for who knows what reason. I think this deck is fucking shit. I think this deck is garbage tier. Like, I think that's a little too harsh, but the deck is too bare. This deck is basically like, the deck is too bare. Like, cool, you do a whole lot of filtering into cards you don't actually care for. And you get like 1 extra multi-attack in turn. Like, that's cool. Yeah, like, the deck isn't like, the deck is probably better than I give it credit for, but like, the deck is nowhere near tier 2. Like, I'd probably play this over Great Nature. I'd probably play Shadows over Great Nature. Tachis are like, no, this is unordered. This here is completely unordered. But yeah. Well, honestly, I think the correct starter for Great Nature is Goat. I think Goat's the correct starter because like, it's a ride Polaris or die. Because you're like, Leo's like okay, I guess, but like the deck needs to be on Polaris. Yeah, I think Parrot is the only wrong choice. I think Parrot is not the only. You either play Goat, the Acorn Master, or you play the Mole. Those are the only 2 starters I think are good. I also think you should not be playing that. I honestly don't think you should be playing the Handskis either. I think you should play something in the list instead. Because again, this deck is a whole lot of do nothing until Limit Break. And even when you do Limit Break, you're doing a whole lot of nothing. Compared to like this stuff at least. But yeah, if you're just wondering what I thought, you skipped the end. Everything else is unordered. This is ordered. This is ordered. Uh, these 4 decks can be rearranged in any order you want to. It's just that Erads are probably the best one. So yeah, that's it for this video. Tell me what you think about my tier list, I guess, in the comments. Like and subscribe, and thanks for watching, everyone. Peace out.